Well, hello there. You've probably noticed this is a Nixxiom talking. Very astute of you. You're a sharp one. I like that. Yes, it's the other one, Moocluck. With the recent release of Wrath of the Lich King Classic, I've been feeling a little bit nostalgic. Wrath being the expansion where I actually started playing World of Warcraft back in 2009, I think? Yes, lads, I know. I'm a little Wrath baby. But Nixxiom asked if I had any fond memories of Wrath of the Lich King that I wanted to share. So I thought I'd take this time to have a little heart-to-heart with you all. Man-child to man-child. I remember back when I was leveling my first character. It was a warlock, by the way. I'm very slow to adapt. But I was about level 45, I think? Now, I had enjoyed the game up until that point, sure. But I hadn't come across anything that made me feel like I was going to stick around and try my luck at higher level content once I got there. I had experienced the soggy marshes of the wetlands and the boggy marshlands of Dustswallow, but I had yet to experience the bogs and marshes of the Swamp of Sorrows or Ungoro Crater. Let's just say no zone had blown me away just yet. Anyway, I'm there, in your typical leveling gear, you know, no item matches, they're all different colours. But I was heading to Menethil Harbour to catch the boat to Ferrimore. I remember that. That's when I get a message from my paladin friend. He was into WoW long before me. And Wrath had been out for maybe like a couple of months already, so he was max level and gearing himself up. He messages me though and says, "Hey, jump on that other ship at Menethil Harbour and come to Northland." I'm thinking, what? That's a high level zone. I can't get there. They won't let me pass through the Dark Portal until I'm level 58. There's no way they're gonna let me on that boat. Of course, I hadn't realized at the time that Northland did not have the same level restrictions as the Outland. My friend is like, no worries, mate. I know the captain, he's cool. He'll let you ride. I'm like, yeah, sweet, cheers, man. So I get on the boat. Should I say, I wait at the end of the pier for the one boat to Howling Fjord to show up. I don't know what was taking it so long, but I tell you, if you forget to set your hearthstone in Dalaran, and you're waiting on the boat at Menethil, you're not making it to your raid night. Anyway, the boat finally arrives. It's some, like, sleek, steam-powered ice-breaking machine with an eagle figurehead. Very cool. I assumed that the Horde would have something similar, but with, like, more spikes stuck on it. So we set sail, and after passing through a particularly long loading screen because the PC I had at the time belonged in a museum, I was greeted with what I will always remember as my personal favourite introduction to a new region in the game. The Howling Fjord. Sure, if you're Norwegian, this place probably isn't all that special, but man, I love that zone. As an Alliance player, when you arrive by boat, you're greeted by the giant looming fjords ahead of you, with icebergs and weird-looking penguins to the sides. Then the boat sails straight between the fjords and up the river. Above you loom these Vrykul structures, though I had no idea who they belonged to at the time. Then you pass under the flaming wreckage of a boat that appears to have been harpooned and hoisted out of the water. Pretty neat. Finally, though, the river opens out onto this massive bay, and damn, what a sight it is. Vrykul villages lining the cliff faces, the port of Valgard on your left, the waterfalls beyond it, then dead ahead of you, you have the fortress of Utgard Keep dominating the bay. What a sight. As that boat swung around through a cave and pulled into port, let me tell you, I was hyped. That's all you need, Blizzard. One boat ride and the reveal of some incredible scenery is enough to get me ready for an expansion. I don't need no 2-hour-long instance questline where you introduce me to every character. You show me a colossal fortress on the horizon, and you better believe I'm gonna want to find out what's in there. So the boat finally pulls in at port, and that's when I realize why there's such a damn long waiting time at Menethil Harbour. Anyway, I get off the boat, and I message my friend like, "Hey, I'm in Northrend, where you at?" And he really wasn't kidding. Ahead of me on the dock, he comes crashing down on this giant green monster. I think it's worth saying, he was having a pretty lucky week. He was riding the green proto-drake, the one you get from the Oracle Egg in Sholazar Basin. I remember seeing it and just being like, oh god damn. This was the first time I had seen a proto-drake, since flying wasn't permitted in the old world back then. But man, this thing was huge. All I had at the time was my smouldering warlock pony. Anyway, the reason my friend wanted me to travel to Northrend at the time wasn't to show off the giant green dragon he had just face-planted into Veilguard Dock. No, he was gearing up for raiding, and he had just gotten the Red Sword of Courage from Utgard Pinnacle Heroic. Like, don't get me wrong, the sword was cool, but I was like, what about the dragon, man? Where'd you get that? But that moment stuck with me. Even years later, I still remember it. I think it was just the right combination of events. The ride into Northrend, the scenery, the sense of adventure, the rewards that could await me, and of course, knowing that my friends were there, waiting for me to get to max so I could join them. It really did hook me. So much that it still sticks in my mind even now. And I did get to max. I never got the green proto-drake though. Always forgot to go back and visit the oracles for my egg. I think I got sick of getting aged yoke after waiting 7 days. But I did get the blue proto-drake from Utgard Pinnacle. I think it was actually the first rare mount I won in a dungeon group. And that was another great experience. That feeling of winning a mount and half the dungeon group congratulates you through gritted teeth, and the other half tells you to go and die. That's one of the best feelings you can have playing World of Warcraft. And I love that mount so much I rode it around for the rest of the expansion. Good times. Anyway, that was it. The moment WoW hooked me. I don't know if any of you have similar experiences you'd like to share. I know Nixxiom recently made a video on why Wrath of the Lich King is important, where he talks more about the plot and the history of Warcraft leading up to the expansion itself. I'm sure there'll be a link on the screen somewhere for you to click. Check it out. But other than that, thanks for listening to me take a trip down memory lane. And who knows, I might stop in from time to time, so you'll see me around. You take it easy, guys.